what you're going to do is you're going to walk around the room and you're going to try to find somebody that can answer these questions for you. So the questions are: plays instructional games on devices in the classroom, has never used Kahoot before, has access to whole class one-to-one devices, has never used iPads for assessments, is here just for the Gene Day,
which is totally fine.
and yeah, you can assign for that, and has used Kahoot in your classroom before.
So what is Kahoot? Kahoot is a game-based classroom response system. As you can see in the video, there were a lot of interactions going on, a lot of joy. They were sharing joy across the world, and people have a lot of fun playing it. So it's game-based, which is, I think, really important to have in your classroom because then the kids are really more engaged. They love playing games.
So, grab your device because everyone gets to play Kahoot! So you're going to go to
Kahoot.it. You will not go to Kahoot.com, you'll go to Kahoot.it. Or if you have the app, yes, you can pull the app up.
There it is. 355-453. It'll prompt you to enter your nickname. You can choose a fun nickname, initials, your name, whatever. And as soon as you log in, you'll see your name pop up as the players. All right.
And that's a quick, easy way for obviously you to check, especially like in my classroom, they also have a number associated with alphabetical order. So if you wanted them, they could easily use a number or they could easily use initials, whatever. But it's a quick way for you to see, obviously we have 16. If you have 21 in your class and then you have 21, you're ready to go. So you'll know kind of who you're missing and who's not.
All right. This is just a fun Nat Geo one that we found. Okay, here's your question.
Love it.
So it's at the top. In which country?
It's all right, just guess.
Just guess. It's totally okay. If you don't know it, just guess it. You might be lucky. You're going to learn 10 fun facts today. Alright, so, for example, this is your first screen that pops up. Yes. So on your device, it will give you either a green screen that shows that you are correct, or it'll give you a red screen that shows that you're incorrect. And then up here, it gives you guys are the class, it gives you a class little graph. So 3 students selected triangles, 8 of the diamonds, 5 circles, and 0 of the square.
So you know if you're the teacher and you've got 0, 0, 0, and 2, 0, if you didn't answer, you would also have it red. So they're not going to count towards your correct answer. So as a teacher, if you're trying to pre-assess where your kid's at, okay, maybe you're going to hit some more Kilimanjaro stuff through your, teachings, whatever. So
Not in first grade.
I was going to say, like, I'm never going to.
None of us. See, it's fun when you don't think you know something, though. You know it. Little did you know. Best race.
You need this for the next one.
The next one. Alright, so like Jessica was saying earlier, it obviously you get points for if you got it correct, and then you also get points for the speed of how quickly you answered it. So, Amanda, check you out. You're now in the lead. So,
That's Reyes in second, FYI.
our money, alright.
I had to look around the room to see who it
Coming close
was.
behind Amanda. So, and a little bit I'll talk about what I did with my classroom as far as the scoreboard and stuff goes, and the pros and cons of how it worked in first grade. So, but that's the cool thing is it gives you points for both answering correctly and then quickly. Our money. And also,
That's me.
oh, you sneaker.
I said I was playing.
She just hit an answer street. Did you get all 3 of them right so far? I did. So, and that was kind of cool when I played with my
I
class.
actually didn't. I guessed on 2.
Well, when I played with my class, they were like, what does that mean? And so they were able to see that they've got all of them right. However, they might not have been the fastest every time, but they hit that answer streak where every single question they know so far that they've answered correctly. So that was kind of cool for them to be able to see. Close.
So did you see how that was shorter? It's because everybody chimed in time. So if your whole class beats the clock, it'll save the time. It doesn't make you wait.
Yes, and you can adjust the time. And there's a ton of Kahoots that are already made for you. The one that we played today actually had 40 seconds on it, and I mean, my kids were done within like 10 seconds.
All right.
So Armani came in first, Susan in second, and LJ Fender, that's you in third.
Okay. This is what's really cool about this too is on the podium it lets you get results here, and you can save your results. So if you weren't doing Trivial Pursuit, people, you can actually download this so that you could reference it. If you were to download it, it's going to actually put up in an Excel sheet. I have a screenshot of that I can show you just a minute. So good job on your first Kahoot.
We played in my classroom, we played 2 different games. We played one that was just basic addition. It was only adding +1s, because that's easy enough for them to be able to start learning how to play the game. So with this though, what I found with pros and cons of the game, obviously everything. First of all, like we said, the student engagement is awesome. I mean, they were all into it. They were celebrating. They were jumping up and down. I mean, nobody stayed in their seats, and I didn't even bother to try to make them because they were all over top of the iPad, like diamond, 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 like screaming at each other. But they worked really well together, and it was the one time I was able to see, just like with Numbered Heads Together and Kagan, I mean, they work together. Flip side of that with working together is you always have your ones who want to be in control. So I had a 10-question thing. And every 2 questions I just rotated kids. So they all got a chance to hold the iPad. And thankfully now that we have iPads, it was great. So I, in my classroom, did tables, and they just grouped by that way, and it worked really well. Another thing that I noticed was, if you see here on the teacher computer, what we see, which thankfully it was on a smart board, is they give you the actual answers. But now like on theirs, so they have to actually pay attention, because if they just think, oh, the answer is 9, and then go to look at their iPad, well, 9 is not here. So they actually have to pay attention to where they saw 9, and then go to here on their iPad to make sure they're hitting the right thing. Because that's what a lot of mine did. And, they wanted to click really fast, like Ms. Gordon said earlier. She wanted to hurry and get her results, but if you don't focus on where that answer is, it's an easy mistake. So they had to really pay attention to this. And then we did another one that was a math Halloween number stories. And so, obviously in the primary, my kids couldn't read it that fast, so I was like the announcer, Jake went to the Halloween store and he bought 4 pieces of candy, and then he lost 3 on the way home. How many were left? And then of course I'm like, is the answer triangle 1? Circle this. Like, I got so into it and they were loving it. I mean, they were like, hurry, hurry, going through the whole thing. So it was a lot of fun. But they really enjoyed it, and it's simple. It's review. I mean, especially for us in primary and first grade, even child development. It's a little harder for them, obviously, but with us, the kids were able to quickly just grasp onto things. One more flip side is the scoreboard. I found a lot it was a celebration if you won, but if your name went down, it was like, oh gosh. Like, especially as a team, it was kind of hard for them. They would celebrate when they were winning, and then they were disappointed when their name wasn't up on the top list in first or second or third. So that's one thing we had to kind of, after we played the game, we reviewed and we talked about it. What did you like? What didn't you like? And that was one of the things. And the cool thing about that, though, is you can hide that. Yeah. So you don't have to have that scoreboard up there, which especially for the younger ones, and them being so competitive, even the older ones, you don't have to show them that scoreboard. So you can just keep that to yourself and kind of see where everybody is, what kids are getting right every time. So that was something I am going to take into putting in for the next time, because I feel like I don't want it to be so much a competition. I want it to be just your brain's learning. You're getting more knowledge. You're just practicing. It's a review. So that was another thing that I discovered when playing the game. But it was a lot of fun. They were celebrating. They worked together. But you do have to set the rules of who's in control of the iPad, how many times you go, because I had a lot of like, oh, it's a circle right there, and like they click on top of the next person's iPad, of course. So you definitely have to set the guidelines, model what you want. But after you do that, it's simple.